Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Star Wars 20th Anniversary Anakin's Podracer, both in minifig scale and its polybag counterpart. The polybag is set number 30461, comes with 58 pieces, and no minifigures, obviously, since it is a polybag, and retailed for about $5 back in 2019, whilst the full-scale minifig size is set number 75258, comes with 278 pieces plus 3 minifigures, and originally retailed for $30. Though nowadays, for the minifig size, you're looking at around anywhere from $40 to $50 on Bricklink, so not quite as high a price hike as for example, the 20th anniversary Clone Skywalker, even though they had similar prices, but still a pretty big price hike. While for the polybag, you can actually get that for as little as $4. So ironically, if you get it off Bricklink, you might be spending more on shipping than you do than the actual polybag. Speaking of the polybag, I do have the instructions right here. As you see, it does have the 20th anniversary style covers, so this is officially part of the 20th anniversary line, and it's just a regular fold out with just the instructions for the polybag. Although actually this is technically one version of two, because there's actually a 60-piece version of this set. I'll explain the details on that later on. As for the full size, once again, and has the wonderful silver style 20th anniversary style, has the same message on all the 20th anniversary sets. Feel free to pause the video right now if you wish to read that. And then next up we have the comparisons of the original and the 20th anniversary style. And I gotta admit, the original is very nostalgic to me, as this was the very first LEGO set I ever bought with my own money. This thing was $20 when it came out, and I literally saved for this dollar by dollar. So, fortunately, I lived when I was a kid. I lived in Alaska, which my people might not know doesn't actually have a sales tax. So if a store shelf said something cost $20, you paid $20, no ifs, ands, or buts. But yeah, this was the very first LEGO set I ever bought for myself. So this is definitely one of the reasons. So this was definitely one I wanted to pick up the 20th anniversary of. I wasn't originally planning on getting all the 20th anniversary sets, but you'll find I did get all of them. The only one I was planning on getting was this one, because again, nostalgia. And then the other one being the Slave One, because that was one thing I didn't have, I never had before, and let's face it, that 20th anniversary Slave One is beautiful, which I'll get to before long. Anyway, comparing the details of the original from 1999 and the brand new one 20 years later, the original one was set number 7131 with 134 pieces. So quite a few less pieces than the new one. Anyway, the details on the original are, you see the engine design, yellow air brake featured a specially designed brand new element into those yellow fin pieces, which ironically are still being used today, even in this particular version, this 20th anniversary version of Anakin's Pod. Then for the energy binders, they state that those were transparent orange X-Wing blaster elements. And so quite interesting use of pieces and color. And then the transparent, and then it mentions transparent plates and bricks. Sand effects and bricks simulated a hover effect. And one other thing you notice with this original version, this version included a buildable Pictroid minifigure, while the brand new one does not. So that's actually something that the original version of the set did have that the new one doesn't. Anyway, for the details on the brand new one, you have another mention on the energy binders. Now hold the engines together and more screen accurate. These are actually transparent purple versions of Force Lightning that often come with Emperor Palpatine. Then the engine design is a more challenging build, including more pieces, which is certainly accurate, and the hover feature is updated with transparent beams that give the illusion of hovering in mid-air. So definitely a nice upgrade there. And once again, we have the full lineup of sets, including showing which 20th anniversary figure goes with what set, with this one having the Luke Skywalker pilot minifigure, and of course a breakdown of Luke himself. Luke Skywalker is the greatest hero of the Rebel Alliance. Growing up a humble moisture farmer, Luke discovers that he is actually the son of the great Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, and that, like his father, he has a powerful connection to the Force. With the help of his friends, Luke confronts the evil Darth Vader and battles to free the galaxy from the oppressive Empire. This classic minifigure features Luke as a rebel pilot and is identical to the original release. Of course, without counting the 20th anniversary logo on his back. And then, once again, much like the Clone Wars Skywalker, we have some images of the Phantom Menace. Specifically, I love this shot with Anakin's pod racer just as he's winning a race. In fact, you can see the wreck of one of Sebulba's engines back there. So definitely more accurate pictures used in this instruction manual than with the Clone Skywalker, as none of those images actually had the Skywalker. And of course, a little breakdown of the Ubuntu Eve Classic pod race. Living in slavery, young Anakin Skywalker must find a way to win his freedom from the junk dealer Watto. With the Force coursing through his veins, he secretly builds his own super-fast pod racer, enters the dangerous Ubuntu Eve Classic pod race, and wins his freedom. So, after that, just the usual stuff you see in a Lego instruction manual. All the pieces, and then jump straight into the build. Got all the pieces in the back, and once again, it's the same figures and the ad for the action battle sets that we've seen in the other 20th anniversary sets. So, yep, there is your instruction manuals. Let's go ahead and jump into my reviews of these sets, starting with that Polybag version.
Alright, here is the Polybag version of the Podracer. Some very interesting stuff going on here. First off, you see the connector piece. It's actually one of these minifigure stands. The main one I know this from my personal collection, is from the Hulkbuster set from the Avengers Age of Ultron line. They used one of these stands to make Scarlet Witch float above the ground to make it look like she's levitating. And you see that it's actually attached to two of these power coupling beams, which is a bit of an inaccuracy because there's only supposed to be one. I imagine they did two so to add a little bit of stability. Cockpit is about as basic as you can get, but good coloration. On the fins are these 1x3 yellow tiles, which actually work pretty well. The rest of it's pretty basic. However, you guys may remember I said that there's technically two versions of this set. One is the version I have here with the 58, and then there's another version with 60, much like, basically leaning back into this being a bit inaccurate due to stability. They updated the design after release to do stability stability issues. And I didn't even have to ask what that stability issue is. Actually, speaking of stability, before I get into that, you'll notice that they add a 1x2 transparent brick in the back to stabilize it while it's sitting on the ground. For that stability issue, it's this. This just comes off way too easy for this set. It's only a one-step connection, and like I said, it just comes off so easy. So they changed up the design just a little bit to make it more stable. Want to do that? Just take those off. You need two of these 2x2 blue round circular tiles. Just slap that on there. here, and it actually adds a little more accuracy to the Podracer because it does have a little bit of the blue before the fins. Then, want to change this up a little bit. So take all these off. Take that off. Want to just get rid of these pins because that's one of the things you're replacing. And then these guys just slap on there. So I'll go ahead and do that with the other one as well. Again, get rid of the pin. Ooh. Oh well, it's gonna stay there anyway. So yeah, now that that's ready, you want to get to these guys. And these lifelong Star Wars fans know that these are mainly used for the flip-fire missiles. So that just slides. Oh wait, oop, hold on, almost forgot something. So first, you want to put the wheel piece that is used for the front of the engine. Slide that on there. There we go. And then you just slide the pin in. That holds it much more securely. So yeah, LEGO has done like some reissues of sets due to stability issues before, but this is the first time I've ever known them to do it with a polybag. Me personally, this is the first time I've ever known them to do it with a polybag. They may have done it before with other ones, but this is the first of my knowledge. So yeah, there you go. And then you just reattach the stapler, the engine fins as they were before. And boom, there you go. Oh, same polybag, but a much more stable design. Nothing too crazy, but again, more stable. Also, I almost forgot the drag fans on the side of the engine, so that's a nice little addition. So nice little polybag set to go along with the full size set, which we will start taking a look at, starting with the figures. So first off, with our figures, of course, as usual, I'm starting off with the 20th anniversary figure. This one being Luke Skywalker in his flight suit. Probably the one thing that has changed the least is the helmet, with the exception of that one shot and the X-Wing from 2019-2020, actually maybe 2018. Luke's helmet has basically stayed the same, at least mold-wise, pretty much since the start of LEGO Star Wars. Which, to be honest, I can understand why. They basically nailed it first try, but simple but good detail. I love how accurate they got the Rebel logo on there. And actually, this one, the alignment actually looks pretty good too. The one on the right might be a little too far to the left, but other than that, it looks pretty good. The classic Luke face is nice. Is the torso is simple but definitely accurate. Works well enough. And no arm or leg printing. A little bit too early for that. And again, they went with the metallic lightsaber hilt instead of the classic gray. Hey, but the blade looks pretty good. Again, I don't see any air bubbles. And of course, once again, we have the 20th and 20 years logo on the back of the Luke figure and the 20th anniversary print on the tile. Oh, wonderful rendition of Luke. Glad they brought it back for the 20th anniversary version, and I definitely think of the versions of Luke, I'm glad they went with this particular version. And next up, we have the Kid Anakin Skywalker. He does have the brand new kid legs. We'll see the teen legs later with Padme. The torso print and looks pretty good. And especially like the part that's like just around his neck, very accurate to the movie. Yeah, the helmet on the other hand is quite inaccurate, and it's somewhat accurate to what you get in the original version of this set back in 1999. However, that one, while accurate with the color gray, they went with brown with this one, which again inaccurate. I think the best one we got was the Anakin and Bulba's Podracer set back in 2011, whereas the gray with the full print and all over it. But this is the most inaccurate one to date, so they definitely went backward with this with design. The face, however, looks pretty good. He does have a good serious look for while he's racing. Actually got a couple of dimples right there by his eyes. And on the back, he's got a much more cheerful face, probably right after he's won, and a good look at the back of the torso print as well. Strangely, no hair for him. I don't know why they do that with these the set season. Most of the set season, he doesn't have hair normally because he's piloting something, either as Podracer or Naboo Starfighter. But still, it would be nice if they gave him hair more often. But still, pretty good figure. And for our final figure, we have Padme in her Tatooine garb. Again, she does have the teen legs, so a bit bigger than Anakin's kid legs, but still movable. The torso is very accurate. I love the little detail on I'm not sure if I'd call it a vest she wears on top, because I'm pretty sure it goes like past her waist. So I wouldn't call it a vest, but it's still good detail. Good detail on the belt with the red. Good. This standard face. She does come with a standard Star Wars blaster. Love the detail on the hairpiece. That is very accurate. And you take that and take it off, you see she does have a much more battle-ready face. So so this is probably a pretty accurate version of Padme on Tatooine. And here is the full-scale Anakin's Podracer. One thing you might notice off the bat is that this thing is covered in stickers. You actually have to do 6 of these stickers on the pod. One on each fin, although they do look pretty good. And the cockpit, that's a whole nother story. You got one here on the front, and a whole bunch here on the side. There isn't a control panel on front like you see in the movie, but there is plenty of space to put the Kid Anakin in front. Let me get his arms folded out. Ooh, that one's a bit too low. There we go. He does have to be up against the edge to get a good look. As the instructions said, with the exception of the pins holding them together, all the pieces is for the handle are all transparent technique, and the handle does work pretty well. I've got a pretty decently sized hand, and it's not too crazy. And the pod's not too heavy. The engines are very, very detailed with a whole bunch of pieces. These are kind of on a pin, so they will move around a little bit. But very detailed. Well, of course, the fins are on ratchet. Are on the click joints, so they can open and up a good amount. Like you said earlier, the energy binders are same pieces. They'll give Palpatine for his Force lightning, but they're in a transparent purple. And you notice that they are aligned differently due to the clips. One of them is horizontal, the other is vertical. So you get this really nice flip of the energy binders, and they basically just clip onto each other in the middle, so it looks really good. And of course, like I said, it has the drag fans on the side of the engines. Just a very detailed, but very well built set for $30. So it's not too crazy. It's not too crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's the most detailed version of Anakin's Podracer we got. I won't be too surprised if that's the 2011 version I mentioned earlier, but pretty good, solid build for $30. So for my final thoughts, I do enjoy both of these. I don't think this is the best version of Anakin's Podracer in the main build we've gotten. I think personally that's gonna stick with the original mini scale sets that came out around the same time as Attack of the Clones. And so that's just a simple but solid build. But this one's pretty good. It is nice that LEGO did a re-release to fix that instability. And again, the added blue, comparing it to the large one, is a bit more. It does add a bit more accuracy. I think for the large set, I think Luke was the best. I do believe the Podracer was the best set to include Luke, as this does kind of tie into the fact that they're both amazing, that they're both pilots. It's a very talented pilot at that. Again, a very detailed Podracer. I do wish that they had found a way to add in that pit droid to fully complete, get a fully redesigned version of the set instead of just giving us the Anakin and Padme. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. I do believe that you definitely got your money's worth of LEGO in this $30 set. And even admittedly, that is it probably is a little high for those price per piece guys. It's even more so nowadays. But if you can get it but I personally, I don't think $10. Like I said, you are looking at around a $40 or $50 game this new in box thanks on Bricklink. But for a set that's 5 years old, I don't think adding $10 is asking for too much. But that will do it for my review of this set. Thanks for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. You can check out my channel and some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later, everybody!